Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brianna Motzkis, and today is FabriChat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear her?
that? Just joining the party. All
She
panty
smells
and
bad.
She does smell bad. I mean, I don't know. That's
I
not
don't
really.
know. She smells bad.
It breathes a lot.
It's been kind of rainy, kind of overcast a little bit, and I think
Yeah, it's
sitting
that
out in the
whole
wet
dog. Yeah.
dog smell. So
I
this
have
is-
wet smelling dogs too.
Yeah. Lots to do about tonight. So let's see. So a lot to talk about today. So let's see. We just finished up Tracy's mixed media retreat.
Yeah.
That was super
Lots of
fun.
creativeness going
And
on.
Anna is busy working on the photo montage, quick little video, so you guys can kind of see what everybody did. That was really nice. I think there was 14 people, and that's kind of the maximum amount. We're thinking there's a possibility we'll make it a little bit bigger next year because we have a lot of locals
Yeah.
that want to come and do it. So, but there's so much stuff that's out there.
It takes up
It's-
a lot of the room.
Yeah, hard to figure out how more people will fit there, but we'll see. But anyway, we'll do it again same time next year. Super, super fun. We're already plotting and planning what we're going to make. And then tonight, we start our first bag retreat.
Yeah.
First time ever. So we're making 3 different bags, and then it was so popular and filled up so soon that the second bag retreat
Starts next week.
starts next week. So you'll have videos of that. Also, photo montage.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Of those. Super fun. We have 26. We're a little over full this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty good next week. I
Yeah.
think next week we're a little more comfortable, so that'll be kind of good. And then what? And then is our sunny days
Yep.
retreat.
After that, and then there's something
And then we
else.
take a break. No?
No, you've got one every weekend in June. Is there one more? There's 4. Oh, maybe they're not. Maybe
No,
that's
the
it.
last one is Diane
is.
Poland from the Quilt Guild
That is
from
right.
Yakima, but
It's
I am
4 in a
teaching
row.
a class for them. I'm teaching the One Block Wonder
That's
class
right.
for
I
them.
kept thinking she wasn't done yet. She's not done yet.
I'm not done yet. No. And then July will be fairly okay. I think I am going to Alaska in July. Hang out with
Teach a
my
class.
fun
Pick up some
little
rocks.
friends in Kodiak, Alaska. Just love it up there. And then August we are going back to all of us
are going to Alaska. Yeah.
for a cruise. That'll be super, super fun. Really full. That'll be nice. And then let's see what else.
September is my machine embroidery retreat.
I think you still have 2 spots, or no? Did we fill those?
I think I filled those.
Yeah.
I think I'm full. Yeah. And then October finishes our last one, which is our fall
Christmas
fun Christmas deadline retreat. It has many names.
Like, I know. Like,
Every
we
year
call it
changes.
something different. And that's like 5 days after we get back from Egypt.
Yeah.
And then if you didn't hear the news, we were wrong about when the solar eclipse was in Spain.
We were off by a year.
We were off by a full year. So it is August 12th of 2026. So the Spain, Portugal, a little bit of Italy cruise thing that's happening is going to be happening in August of 2026. So, not to be left out for 2025, what we picked was the other one that has been on our bucket list, which is Ireland, Scotland, a little bit of England. And there's lots of ways to do that. A lot of people will do kind of the cross-country tour.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people have done that one.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of that, mostly because I get car sick. And so I have, those of you guys that have been on like bus things with me, I sit right in the front. I only look ahead.
Antisocial.
I don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
It's not great. And so I'm not as much a fan of that. I'm also not a fan of packing and unpacking and packing and unpacking
It's a lot
because
of work.
at every stop I leave something behind.
Yeah.
So I'm just not, I am a cruise girl, and I know that not everybody is, but man, I sure am. I like to have my home base. I like to set up all my stuff, have everything there. And if there's any weird dietary issues, I know I can go back to my home base. And I don't have to drive anywhere. So it works out pretty good for me. And so that tends to be our preference. So on this particular one, we are going to have a couple of early days or pre-cruise days in London. We're going to set up some fun stuff. We have a lot of UK friends. So we're going to be emailing you guys and
to set up some rendezvous points.
Have some dinner. Have a little evening get together. And we'll do that in London. So so let us know what you think about where, those of you guys that we chat all the time, where we should do that, because we
and
will come
email
to you.
Mom and RGE Travels at the same time.
Yeah.
Do Cindy at FabricPatch.net and info at FabricPatch.net, and then, info at RGETravels.net.
I was gonna say, that's
.com.
Tracy.
Sweet mercy. I'll put the text for you. Because we'll also end up forwarding things. Hey, check this out. Because they'll, of course, at the end of the day, do whatever we need to do to rent a spot in a hotel or get reservations at a certain place.
A little cocktail party.
Yeah, they'll do all of the fine-tuning things. We're just going to say yes to that spot, or we were already there, or we're going there, or whatever.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good. And then even if you guys live much farther north or whatever, then you can come and even spend the night, we'll have like that whole 2-day before we get on the boat thing in London, which will be really good. But then we take the, whatever that underground thing is. It's sketchy.
Strange.
You just have to not think about where you
Don't
are.
think that you... Just think you're on the I-9
I'm in a submarine.
Yeah, just think you're in the I-90.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it, but
you know how much it's traveled, though? I mean...
Does that mean you think it's worn out?
No, I think that it's like... done deal. Sealed.
I'm not going to think about it. I feel like it's in God's hands, right? He knows all these things. And whenever when it's your time, it's your time.
Right. You don't get to say.
How's that go? You just don't want to be with the pilot when it's his time?
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so then we're going to go to Amsterdam, and we get on the boat at Amsterdam. And then we go back to London. And then we go around and we do
the long way around.
Scotland, back, and then back at Amsterdam. So anyway, Ray thinks that will be up, and we'll be able to put that on the website within a week.
Oh,
he's
cool.
just doing all of the details, and he has to...
Then I have to tell him where I want to stop, and he's going to have to figure something out.
I know, because you have a special place where
I got spots. I've got
things
3 spots
I
really want to go.
And that's why we use John and Ray. They will figure it all out, put it all together for us.
John has a hard time telling me no. Ray, he could kill us.
Ray will say no. He won't,
Later.
though.
He won't.
He won't.
They'll figure it out.
He acts like he's saying no. He's not really
He'll figure it out.
Yeah. And then normally what we do is we usually block out, they purchase or whatever, like 40 spots is kind of our marker. And then usually we fill up the 40, and then sometimes we're able to get more and sometimes we're not. And so anyway, that's kind of our... And also I think with 40, we all fit on the bus just fine.
Yeah.
When we're going on excursions. There's not so many people that you don't get to visit with everybody. And
that's also the number you have to... I think it's 35. But that's the number you have to have your own stagecoach. Otherwise, you have to share it with the rest of the people. And we can meet new friends at the casino or at dinner.
Yeah. Not on the bus.
Not on an excursion.
We want to go where we want to go.
Yeah, we don't want to go where everyone else is.
No. Yeah.
And then, we can change our mind or go a different way. Or if our, bus driver says, oh my gosh, I need to top you by this garden or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, we just have to be back by, X time.
Pull in here.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
Great. It's really nice
to be in charge of the bus.
Yes. And just to be in that group where you're all together and you'll get to know somebody. And if you hung out and played cards with somebody the night before, like, oh, they were really fun. And, it's a good time to hang out and make new friends.
It is. And then since we're talking about travel, the other thing, just really quick before we get into the other stuff, is to mention Road to California and QuiltCon. I don't know when I talked about it before, but
Sunday.
I think I flipped, and I think maybe the first time that we talked about it, I think I flipped things around or whatever, but both things are happening. What is happening is Brianna and I and a couple others, we're going down to Road to California in Ontario, California in January January.
I think.
Oh. When it is. And we are going to be vendors. We are going to have I don't know if we got a double booth or a triple booth, but we have a big booth. We'll talk about that more. We'll send out some stuff. We're hoping to see you guys there. We're remaking a bunch of our quilts. We're going to bring our quilt patterns. We'll have a few new ones. And then we'll have fun little, giveaways for coming to the booth and some fun little deals and that kind of thing. So that's what we're doing is we are actually going to be vendors at Road to California, which will be really, really fun.
We haven't vended at a show for a long time.
A very long time. 2010.
Oof, yeah.
They trusted us. Because they said, well, do you have a picture of your booth? No, but I know how to do it.
This is what it used to look like.
It's just been a really long
time.
Back
in the day.
Yeah. And so we're excited about that. And then QuiltCon, we're just going to go. We're not going to be vendors.
So many cool things.
We just want to go and hang out. And that is going to be in Phoenix in February. And so when we decided we were going to go, we started looking for hotels. And that was great. And there's still a few that are within walking distance, which was great. But we're talking like $350 to $400. They're really expensive. And so, of course, what did I do? Ray,
can you help us?
because we also think that we know a lot of you guys go, and so how fun if we had a block of rooms, had like a
little party.
So he has done that for us. He has a block of 20 rooms. $100 off. I mean, it's like, I don't remember what it's, $249.
Ooh, what a deal.
I mean, and that's based on double occupancy. There's 2 queen beds in there. Breakfast is included. And the other thing, too, is, I don't know, maybe there's Motel 6 type things. I am not a Motel 6 girl.
Well, we already know. You're a cruise girl. Home base.
I am home base. Comfortable. No one's ever slept in this bed before me.
Yeah.
I'm
room
kind
service,
of fussy.
The whole
room
shebang.
Service. Yeah. Yeah. Mint on my pillow. It's true. Princess DNA, she comes by it naturally.
I'm the same.
But
it drives her very crazy.
It does, yeah. But anyway, so for a really nice 5-star hotel with breakfast included, that's within walking distance of QuiltCon, it's a crazy good deal. So what we're going to do is I think that it goes live Friday morning. There's only 20 rooms, well, 19 minus ours. And so there's only 19 rooms, and we make nothing on it. It's not and John and Ray aren't making anything on it.
Sure,
either.
it's just
the reason that you get, the reason that you're getting a good deal is because it's all in bulk. So just like if Expedia buys them, or whoever else, Travelocity buys them, they get a deal and they make money. We're just getting the deal and giving the deal to you guys. So no, you don't book through us at all. You don't book through Ray and John. There is a link and there's a code, is how it works.
So how do they get that link? Do they email Ray and John to be part of that link?
We'll put it live on, where should we put it?
Should we put a newsletter out?
Yeah. Let's just put it on our website. Let's do a page. Let's say, come see us at Road to California. Come see us at QuiltCon.
Okay.
And so we'll just talk about the dates, where it will be, that kind of thing, because you can decide. I think we're going to be there for a 5-night. We're going to be there the whole time. We're going to come down a day early so we can do a little shop hopping and dink around a little bit, and then we're going to stay there for all of QuiltCon. You might decide you only want to come for 2 nights or whatever. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want to do, which is why it's all kind of your deal. But we only have 20 rooms that are on this special deal. And I think also a lot of people that are going, like Allie, I think she already has her reservations.
Sure she does.
A lot of people do, and did it right away because there were other things that were doing blocks of rooms. And I think a lot of those are probably taken.
That makes sense.
So anyway, so that's how that'll work. We'll put it on a page, and that page will go live 8 a.m. Pacific time.
Let's do 8:30. I gotta get White to school at 8.
You have to get,
which makes me at work at
When is the last day of school?
Friday. He gets dismissed at 11:45. 12:05.
What is the point of going to school? To get his bike.
Hopefully. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. So today, I am going to a little family barbecue thingy, and I'm going to ask, hey, what's the scoop?
What's the scoop on the bike?
Yeah, on the attendance thing. So, I don't know. He's gotten a prize every quarter, so maybe they decided to do a prize every quarter instead of a big hoopla. But I would like the big hoopla is, I would think, initiative to go to school. But,
well, you'd think. We'll find out. We'll
keep you posted. Nana will buy him a bike.
I'll buy him a bike. What? what? You've been missing stuff.
I think it is really close. I think he does feel sometimes, well, the cousins, got to not go to school on Friday because they went camping or whatever. And, well, we want to go camping so we can get out of school. It's like, well, we don't do it that way. We just
go to
leave
school
Friday
every
after
day.
school and we go, because we still have to work and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's funny because I think sometimes he feels gypped. All these people aren't
And that's
there.
why he has a bike.
Right.
We'll make sure he has one. We'll report back as to how
Well,
that went. But yeah,
We'll
you'll
let you know
on
on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so 8:30 Friday morning,
Yes.
go to our website. There will be a link there that will take you to the block of rooms for QuiltCon, so that you get the
I
special
will work
deal
on
and
the
where we
tab
are.
now. So you'll see, come visit us. I'll put the information for Road to California, the information for QuiltCon, and a big bold text, check back for our block of rooms or whatever.
Yeah.
So you guys know where you're looking. And remember Pacific time.
Yeah. And it is within walking distance. That was my other requirement. I want breakfast. I want
Slim ahead.
Place Slim ahead. That's nice.
That's fluffy pillow.
Down comforters, fluffy, an assortment of pillows, right? We need 6. It's the pillow effect. And then also within walking distance, I just don't want to deal with a car. And so we'll have a car maybe the first day from the airport, and then we'll trek around a little bit. But then after that, I just don't want to deal with a car.
Yeah.
And so, but within walking distance,
That adds a fee to it too.
yeah, because you're right there at the convention center. Not that you couldn't Uber if you're not a walker. If you want a little Uber ride over there, I mean, there's all
or
kinds
the
of
bus
things.
shuttle. I'm sure the hotels
sure.
are shuttling to the convention center because
I'm sure
one
that's
shuttle
true.
doesn't. But
Right.
Yeah. Awesome.
So anyway, yeah.
And
if you have other questions,
you said they were queen beds.
There are 2 queen beds
Per room. So you could even
Find a
mother-daughter,
friend.
find a friend.
You have a
snuggle buddy.
couple days to find
a friend or a snuggle buddy if you feel like, oh, well, 4 of us are going and we're okay with sharing pillows.
What's a snuggle buddy?
Well, you don't have to snuggle, but a bedmate.
I think of that all the time. Thelma, we've talked about her many times.
She likes snuggle buddies.
So often I would be the one to sleep with Thelma, which was just fine. But man, it wasn't very long into that night when all of a sudden her leg had just come wrapping right over.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It was all right. It was all right. It was Thelma. It was pretty good. Anyway,
Fun. Super exciting.
so
Very
yeah,
cool.
so there's that. If you have like specific questions, I'm not entirely sure what I'll be able to answer, but you can also email John and Ray, because that's who's setting it up for us.
And even if
we'll
you
see.
want something specific, if you want an Airbnb because there's a whole bunch of you ladies going and you're having a hard
Yeah.
time,
Talk
whatever
to the
you
boys.
need, they can arrange it. They can even arrange flights. Whatever you need, they got it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
They
we
can
don't do
totally
any of that
figure it
stuff
out.
anymore. No. We have people. You now have people also.
So
Call
nice.
your people.
Yeah.
All right. QuiltCon, Road to California,
Super exciting.
England,
Yes.
all kinds of good stuff. Retreat season, which I should mention, retreat season, it is, so we are often crazed as it is, because although we're slowly increasing our numbers in terms of employees and people who work here, it is still, a fairly skeleton crew, and each of us do 12 things, 12 full-time jobs. And so right now with retreat season, we also will pick people up at the airport, we take people back, we, entertain a little bit. There's all kinds of stuff that we're doing. And so I have not been great about emails, and I have not been very good at all. I have been trying to read the comments on the YouTube video, but
I fall asleep.
I do. By the time I make it in there, I mean, I get up at 4 o'clock, no matter what, 4 a.m. I am awake. It does not matter. I might lay there and think, dang it, this morning I'm sleeping in because I deserve it. No, I can't fall back asleep. But at night, I cannot stay awake. It's this whole opposite thing. It's like, I'm going to even sit up, and then I can't see it.
What's really nice is Marjorie will kind of let us know if she noted a couple questions, or she's pretty good about replying back to
So
us.
Marge, see if there's something else there that I've been missing. So I apologize. Normally I'm pretty good about responding back and laughing along with you or whatever, and it's been a pretty dry 2 weeks, so I apologize for that. And I'm thinking that it'll be for another week. But I know one of the comments was in fact about this quilt. Somebody said, what is that quilt that we see folded that's up there? So we thought, in case we forgot to tell you again, what's it called?
It's called Stacks. It's one of Mom's patterns. Just a little $5 pattern. It can be either a PDF downloadable pattern or you can get a printed copy, but it's super fun. It uses pre-cuts. It uses, I think it's a 2.5-inch ship set. So a jelly roll, and you can either make these solid if you want to, or scrap it up.
Super fast. Super easy. Super fun. And this particular fabric line, I can't remember what it is, but I know we no longer have it.
Yes.
I think we have, a lot of this kind of stuff similar, but this really pretty, this was Road Trip.
Yeah.
Road Trip.
I don't even know who it was from. But yeah, like the border piece. And
there's no more of that. Yeah.
So, it's just a cute navy lime. Super cute, but yeah. Minky, of course.
On the back. Yeah. So anyway, so Marge, I think, is kind of on it a little bit, and we'll try to catch up a little bit. But if you feel like we've been ignoring you, it's not on purpose. It's just, it's just need for sleep. So anyway, all right, and then we promised a story.
Yes. It's a good one.
We promised a story.
It's a good one.
And some of you guys know parts of this story. Some of you guys know most of the story, but I don't think we've ever told like the whole thing. Yeah. And there's a lot of it that is fairly private. And I think that's why, because I think it's so gross to talk about money. Yeah. We never talk about money. I think that if that becomes your primary focus in life, man, you will just be chasing that and you'll never find happiness, I think.
Right.
I think that happiness and peace comes from other things and certainly not from money. The money will follow and it'll come and you'll always have enough. And so we've always felt that way. We do work hard. Mm-hmm. We always have enough and it's always been okay until it wasn't. And so, first, Mike, and if you don't know who we're talking about, we introduced him on the Sunday box opening, and he is a very special, special guy, Michael Holmes. Mm-hmm. He used to be from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and now he has moved over, and he lives over in Oak Harbor, which is on Whidbey Island here in Washington. Mm-hmm. But we met Mike, I was trying to think of the year. I feel like it was right around 2011, 2012, 2011.
No, because I graduated. Oh, maybe.
You graduated in 2011.
Maybe I was out of school, or was my somewhere in there?
2010, somewhere in there. We don't know for sure. What had happened is Mike was Charisma Horton's friend. Some of you guys know Charisma Horton. Charisma used to work for us. Mm-hmm. She worked for us in the store, and then she would do quilting, and then she broke out on her own, and she really talented long arm quilter. And she had a blog, and Mike followed her, and Mike would mail quilts to her, and she would quilt his quilts. And then she started doing patterns, and she does designing, and now she lives over in Spokane. She's not local anymore. But anyway, Mike and Charisma were friends, had never met. And then we were going to market in Kansas City in whatever year this was, 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. We were all going to market. And Mike lived about, I think it was like a couple hour drive, 2-3 hour drive maybe. And he was invited to go ahead and come down and hang out, meet Charisma face to face. He had never met us, didn't know who we were other than, Charisma worked for us.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything. He was specifically going to meet Charisma. So it was all great. We were all going to kind of hang out. And he was coming down bringing his van. And so we were all going to be friends with Mike because he was going to be this was before Uber.
Chauffeur, yeah.
And he was going to, drive us around wherever we needed to go. So life was good. Well, Charisma's grandmother died. And at the very last minute, she was unable to go. So Mike decided he wasn't going to go either because he thought, well, we don't know him. We would just think he's weird. He might think we're weird. And it's like, no, Mike, come.
We need to come. We can figure it out.
We'll be friends. And we were. Yeah. Immediately. Yeah. He has this warm, funny personality. And he's just so smart. And he's such a good quilter. And
breaks into song.
Oh, I love that he breaks into song all the time. It doesn't matter what. He'll hear something and it reminds him of a tune.
Yeah.
And, and he'll start singing. And just wonderful. He was just one of those personalities that you just feel like you've always known him.
Yeah.
We had a fantastic time with him. So good that the next year we met up and he went to market with us again. Maybe I think it was in Houston. And then I think a year after that, he came up and he visited us here. Came up. So 3 different times hung out with Mike. And then we kind of kept in contact. Hey, do you want to go to market with us? Oh, no, it's not going to work out. And he ended up, he and Carl ended up adopting a child, and so things kind of changed a little bit for him, and he got pretty busy, and you know, I would say kind of not so much lost contact, but that's what happens, friends from afar, and
we were still friends, and
busy.
he was still kind of helped me with tech support stuff if there was things I didn't understand, because I could call our website people, but they talk computer talk, and I talk thingamajig and the little bobber button, you know. And Mike understood that. He understood that kind of talk, so he would help me, or he would just call for us. And Mike was always listed as our tech support, so he could call, talk, lingo, and then reverse it and say, "Oh, this is all you have to do," or
dumb it down.
Click the button, or
I fixed it for you. Because Mike did, and I think he still does IT for a big, huge hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what he did. So he, knows all of this stuff. And so he's able to work from home. Yeah. Well, so anyway, all good. You talked to him more than I did. I, hardly, just life gets busy. Well, anyway, so we'll put Mike on the side for a minute. Let's talk just a moment about our retreat center. So we bought the original property in 2015, and it was a house and 2 bungalows and this 4-car garage. So we bought that, fixed it up, doing pretty good. And then in 2016, we fixed up the 2 bungalows. In 2017, we remodeled the 4-car garage into the 2,000 square foot event center that it is now. In 2018, we started working on the property that we had bought that's right next to it. And so then in 2018, we redid 2 more bungalows, and we added our laundry facility. And then in 2019, finally, we built the condos. 4 condos, each of them are 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So then by the end of 2019, it was finally done. We were opened, and what we had was the 16 beds in the condos. We had 3 queen beds in the cottages, and then we still had 8 beds in the original house.
Right.
And this great big huge event center. All done. We had a mortgage. This is the private part.
Yeah.
We had a mortgage. We had a second mortgage, and we had a loan called an unsecured commercial loan. And so what that means is, you better be sure about your business plan, and you're going to pay a whole lot in interest, because it was technically unsecured because we already had a mortgage and a double mortgage. And so, again, the private part is that by the time you pay all of those mortgages, all of those loan payments, plus your insurance, plus your water, sewer, garbage, and your power, you're looking at between $18,000 to $20,000 per month is what it cost us per month. Which was okay, because we were pretty much fully booked for 2020. Because what happens is when you come to stay at the retreat center, depending on which one you were picking, just the condos, half of that package is still $1,000 a night, $995 a night. So if people stayed for 3 nights on the weekend, that would be $12,000 in a month. And if they also shopped while they were here, that helped. It was pretty good. So we kind of knew our numbers. We knew our business plan. There was a stability. We had went, year by year. It took us 5 years to get to the size that we were. We felt pretty comfortable. We were nervous about it, but we felt pretty good about it, and we thought everything was going to be okay. And then if you've been tracking the dates, you know that 2020 was COVID.
The world ended. Yeah.
And so what happened was the first case of COVID was in Washington State. We've talked about this a lot. And so by March 15th, we were shut down by order of the governor. And so what happened was we not only did not have an income of $3,000 on a weekend, $3,000 to $4,000 on a weekend, we were writing refund checks of $3,000 to $4,000 per weekend. We had our mortgage payments, we had our refund checks, and no one coming in the store.
Yeah.
We were in big, huge trouble.
It was bad.
Big, huge trouble. Now, we have a couple of other properties. We have 3 other properties. Brian loves, before we started with the property out there, Brian would love to just buy some old house for, $40,000, fix it up. He just loved doing that. It might take him a year. No one really cared. And then we would rent it out. Some people sell them, but it was part of our retirement plan to have this money coming in. Sure. So we had these 3 other properties. And so we thought, well, that's what we could do. We would sell 1 or 2 of those houses to get us through this. Everybody thought COVID was going to be 3-4 months, whatever. So we could do that. Our governor put a moratorium on that and said, because what he had done is he came on and said, if you lost your job because of COVID and you couldn't pay your rent, your landlord could not kick you out. Yeah. Your landlord could not kick you out. Your landlord would have to pay your water, sewer, garbage, and your power. And if your landlord gets any crazy ideas and thinks that they're just going to go ahead and sell that property, we can't do that either. Mm-hmm. So we could not sell those properties for any reason.
Thankfully, her renters, they all paid rent.
They paid their rent.
They were beautiful people.
Yeah, beautiful people. They paid their rent. And that was good.
That was good.
That was good. But we had no way out.
No, it wasn't.
No way out.
Do anything.
We couldn't do anything. We were bleeding money. We could not make the payment. But, the bank didn't want it. They were going to get it, eventually. But, no one was being evicted because it was COVID. But we did not have the money. We, because it was too much. And there was zero income, refunds, and payments to be made. And again, we couldn't sell anything to fix it. So there were no options. And we talked a lot trying to figure out, well, what could we do? What could we do? What could we do? There was nothing. There were no options at all. So we thought, we're just going to give it away. It doesn't matter. Doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference. So we were in the middle of, at that time, not only did we have this horrible financial thing going on, we were making masks. We were making 200 masks a day. And so that was what we focused on. We thought, heck with that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was a great run. We did it for 20 years.
We're going down. We're just going to we're not going to do a closeout sale.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. We'll get the building cleaned out. It didn't make any difference. We figured however it was going to end is how it was going to end. Yep. So we focused our energies on doing what we wanted to do, which was making masks. And so what happened is we started our day pretty early. We filled up our bags.
And it was just the two of us. We laid everybody else off. They were able to do Washington State stuff, and everybody else was fine. And because of course we couldn't make payroll, so it didn't matter. It was just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Sometimes tears. Every day we talked about it's going to be okay. So it doesn't matter.
It was. We'd have good days and bad days.
Lizzie was a puppy. That's why she's still here. If you ever thought, how do you have a shop dog? It's because she was a baby. And so she knew how to behave herself. Yeah.
Because it was just us. So what we did is, so every morning we got here and we would cut the kits. And what we told everybody is if you pulled up out front, we would gift you a bag. And the bag had enough fabric, interfacing, elastic, everything you needed to make 12 masks. And all you had to do was roll down your passenger window. We would hand you the bag. And off you would go. What we asked for is if you would give us at least one bag for this 12 bags. Because what happened in the evening is I was answering hundreds and hundreds of emails. Heartbreaking emails. My daughter is on the ICU ward and they're washing their N95s. Could I possibly get some masks? And so, and then other people, just all of these emails, and I would print them off. And it's like, yes, what is your address? What is your address? And so over the course of this period of time between us and all of the people that donated masks, gosh, Cindy Keel and Kat Connolly and Sherry, and there were so many people, so many people that would bring bags of masks and bags of masks. And so we would mail them out. We knew how many we could get in a $14 flat rate box, and we would send that many whenever they would ask. And so we sent somewhere between 20 to 30 boxes a day. Yeah. And we made over 176,000 masks, and we did not sell a single one, not one. It was only, we just wanted to give it away, and provided a ton of fabric. Most of the fabric, I mean, I don't know. People had their own stashes too, and we have a fantastic community. Anyway, so that's what we decided. We thought, well, we're just going to work on this. And let me back up. When we made that very first mask video, we were not thinking YouTube at all. We had a couple of videos that we had put together, and we had always talked about doing more videos, but we had a binding video, we had a mitered corners video, we had an hand applique video, and then we had, and what started it too is we did this hand washing video because everybody was using that horrifying hand sanitizer. I hate that stuff. And so, I talked about how dry your hands were going to be. We did that, and then we did this mask video, and we had parked that on our website. And a lot of that was because we thought, we never ever thought about anybody anywhere watching it. We thought, for those of you guys, we're handing you the pattern, go watch the video. We're handing you the pattern, go watch the video. Take care of your family first. Make sure that you have what you need, because we were making masks for the hospitals, the nursing homes. Then we started making gowns. We made a ton of gowns. Pretty gowns. Yeah. Pretty gowns. Yeah. So anyway, so we did all of that and mailed out all of that stuff for free. Anyway, somewhere in there, and I sort of lose track of time a little bit between like that March and say like August. It was a pretty horrifying time for us, for lots of reasons. The financial end of it, knowing that the business was done, and that we were closing, and the stories, from the people that we were mailing masks to, and all of that kind of stuff. And so, and the other thing too that people don't know, we never talk about that, is the hatred. Yeah. On the videos, we got a ton of hate mail.
It was hard. And that was where Mom learned. I had to tell her, don't read those. It doesn't matter. Everybody has different views. I said, and that was when she was really good. She used to read all of them and then take everything so personal. I said, stop reading them. Do not reply to them. Here's how you delete that comment. Luckily, there was two.
There were two guys. One was called Lost Soldier.
And something warrior.
Something
They
warrior.
were fantastic. They would always shut that person down, just say, hey, not needed here or whatever. Just, knight in shining armors. And they were fantastic. But Mom had to learn. And that's why she hasn't gotten in the habit of reading them, because in the beginning, she was told not to.
Don't read
Because it was so
But it was
bad.
funny. I did get to where
crazy
I would tell...
divided the country was.
Yeah, it was harsh, because I thought, I don't deserve to be...
berated.
Yeah.
It was awful.
And death threats.
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
We can find where you live. And I thought, why do you care? Don't wear a mask. I don't care. Why, whatever. But anyway, that's a whole nother icky part that, again, private, we usually don't talk about that. But those other two guys, and I assume they were guys, I assume they were veteran men. I have these picture of them in my head. I always thought I'm going to go back and find out who those guys were, because I'm not kidding. Sometimes at the lowest moment, it's 11:30 at night and you're trying to print off, who you're going to mail the masks to, and you'd see these comments and man, boom, those guys were on it. And I think that's what they were doing every night, is they were on there watching for those and protecting me. And
it was great.
It was, and they had my back, and they said things that I wouldn't say, because I never ever came back with anything horrifying to anybody. I just am not like that. But I would say sometimes, are you okay? That was like my pat answer. You probably need to just calm down, and you need to be okay, because that was what I always thought. But anyways, so this weird time frame between March and August where, it was almost just existing, and trying to work through this crisis. Well, in the middle of that, we did the basic mask video, and then we did more detailed instruction, and then we did what if you ran out of supplies, which was the big thing, right?
Yeah.
What if you don't have elastic? What if you don't have interfacing? What are the things you can do? And then we did a youth mask. We did the Jessie mask, which was that really cool pattern where you really had more room, really well designed. And then, and so those were the ones. And then, and I don't think we had started. We were doing live question and answer sessions a little bit in there. But anyway, Mike, so back to Mike. Hadn't probably spoken to him in
some time.
I mean, quite some time, unfortunately. And all of a sudden I get this phone call. Hey, he says, everyone knows who you are. And I thought, oh.
Okay.
And he says, yeah, all of my guild, everybody, they're talking about you and that you have like the best mask video. Well, we had the only mask
probably
video.
the very first
we
one.
were because I looked and searched, how would you make a mask? There's no such thing because why would you make a mask?
Because we were getting ready to make a mask before the call out was, because my best friend is a nurse, and she said, hey, so she had twins, preemie twins at home, and called me super upset, and they're making me wash my mask, and I can't go home to the girls, and it was awful. And I said, well, what do you need? And she's like, we don't have any protective gear. And I feel like I can't go home to the girls after I'm working in the hospital because of what's happening and they can't have it. And so I said, well, we'll figure it out. We'll make you masks. We'll get you what you need or whatever. And so we started it and even talked to the head of our
health department.
They didn't like the idea. And then soon changed their tune.
Everyone was in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was kind of weird. Everybody thought, no, we've got masks on order. Well, coming from China, who was already berated with COVID, so it wasn't going to happen. But so we were the very first mask video out there. Went into a lot of detail because of my medical background, and then others started making masks and had other designs and other things, and that was great too, and that was all fine. But we just kept plugging along, doing what we were doing, and glad to find that other people were, in there doing that. But anyway, so Mike says, well, you have. I think we had like almost 1 million or 1 million views or whatever on one of our videos. And I said, oh yeah, probably or whatever. And he says, well, you can monetize that. YouTube will pay you money for that video. And I'm thinking, okay, great. What, a couple $100? Whatever. We can have meat tonight.
Yeah.
So I thought, great. So he says, and I said, I don't have time for that. We're just too busy. We're making masks, passing out stuff, reading emails, mailing stuff, and he says, well, I'll take care of it for you. So Mike, who I again totally trust him, we gave him my bank account number.
At the end of the day, there was nothing he could take. So.
Yeah, that was the thing. You gonna hack my life? Take it. You're gonna end up in the hole.
Yeah.
And so,
but still totally trustworthy. I mean,
totally,
IT for a hospital, he can do far worse.
We totally trust him.
Yeah.
So he did it. So he set everything up. He texted a couple times or something that he needed. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he calls like on the 20th, because the way that YouTube does it is YouTube is owned by Google.
Sure.
And so there would be a deposit in my bank account on the 21st. And so on the 20th, he knew the number. And so he called and says, oh my gosh, it's tomorrow, you're going to get a deposit. And again, I'm thinking,
okay,
yay. Okay. Shipping is again,
all of those numbers,
insurmountable. It did not matter. However much money was going to be there, it didn't matter. We weren't even keeping track anymore. Yeah. It was just, it costs what it costs. We're mailing things out and it didn't make any difference and it just didn't matter. Anyway, so he was kind of excited about it. And then on the 21st, so I always feel like it's gross to tell a number. So I'm maybe not going to say the full number, but it was tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
The first check, because we had 2 viral videos, it was a huge amount of money. Unbelievable amount of money that that one day.
It changed. It changed the entire store. It was definitely a changing point for us. We realized that we didn't have to give it all away. I mean, we continued to, but because at that point it didn't matter, and then we had to,
It was just fun to think that
God was watching,
right,
and
that He had
a plan, and just wanted to see how it was going to play out. Were we going to do the right thing and just give it all away and continue? And it didn't matter.
Were we going to have faith? And it was fantastic. So that amazing. First month, that first check, it was just that ability
silver
to have
lining,
hope.
Yeah.
That how long will this last? That is not the case now. I just want you to know that what happened is for 6 months, it was an incredible amount of money that we were able to catch up on everything that we were because it wasn't, it was so bad by then. So for 6 months, we were able to get, and finally in that last, I think that it went on until like December, and we were going to end the year okay, because by then a lot of you guys had found us, and you were actually going, well, maybe we should buy something pretty. Maybe we should make a quilt. Yeah. And we had started doing what is now called FabriChat, but back then it was, well, okay, let's answer your questions. And look, we actually got mail today. We actually got, because remember, we weren't even getting new fabric. So we started showing you the new fabric, and then you guys started buying it. So it sort of morphed into this FabriChat and box opening, and that was how the whole thing started. And that was why we have all of these friends from all over that found us in maybe a strange way, or maybe came late to the party and just found us now and wanted to know, how did we get started doing this? Well, that was it. And so then what happened was we got all caught up, and just magically, after that, now I'm just going to tell you, we make probably about $1,600 to $1,800 a month on YouTube. So we almost make enough to pay somebody we make half of the wage to pay somebody to do editing or whatever. And so, but that's not our primary focus. Our primary focus is interacting with you guys. And showing you things, and
there's
even
so
box
many
opening.
new quilters because of mask making. So many people have dusted off their sewing machine of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been 15 years since I've done this. I'm actually enjoying it. So people are now sewing more and are looking for new things. There's new quilters every day who just want something basic and fast and something they can do while the kids are snoozing. So it's also just the continuing people's interest in quilting.
Yeah. So it worked out perfect for us that, all of those mask videos for watching, and all those people said, well, I've watched it 10 times. And so I think that the amount, it's like 0.0017 cents
per commercial
per commercial you watch is what we make. So again, it's not for us, it's not part of our business plan anymore. It's connecting with you guys. And the shopping, I would say 75% of our business now is online, is you guys. And so all of it has morphed into something different. But the thing is that's why we come back to it all the time, is that, man, for about 6 months in there was zero hope. There was nothing. There was a resolute, and we knew that this was what was going to happen. And Mike, for him to be all the way over in Iowa dealing with his own stuff, and for him to make
even
that
think
call,
about us,
say, hey, you can make some money on this.
To know that that's the one thing we needed.
And you know what? Yeah.
And
so we never really talked about it. It was. Never really talked about it very much. And Mike, I don't know if I told you this, Mike said that Mike didn't know the story.
Oh, he may not have known.
He didn't know. We never told anybody.
No,
we never said, oh my gosh, we're losing our business. And I think that also at that same time, there were other things that businesses could apply for other money. We never did that.
Because we knew we couldn't make it. I mean,
we didn't want it. It's like, don't give it to
day,
me. We're done. We don't need that money. And then the window had closed, and then I was, you know, again, it was just the two of us working,
and to be able to pay back one more loan that you're not gonna be able to. Why?
Yeah, and I didn't trust that it was as apparently they did forgive that, and that was just money that people got, but I didn't know. It's like, I can't pay one more loan. I'm not gonna. I just didn't even want to do the paperwork, but But anyway, for us, there were no options until Mike came along. So anyway, so what was kind of fun was that when we knew that Mike was going to come over, and he came to the retreat just because he had moved to Washington State about 6 months ago, and we hadn't seen him yet.
Yeah.
He's on the other side of the mountains, about 4-hour drive. And so he said, well, hey, I could come over this weekend, and come. And this is a perfect time to come. And so we were waiting. He wasn't going to get here until after dinner. So the 14 people out at the mixed media retreat, I had told them, I said, well, let me tell you who Mike is. So that was the first time we had told, you know, the whole story about all of it. So it was kind of nice because then when Mike came, everybody wanted to give him a hug, and the house that Mike built, the business that Mike saved. And he's a very humble guy, but it's absolutely true. And it just, you know, there's so many life lessons there, and connections. And I just think that, you know, God's plan. And
it also makes you wonder, you know, when you think about someone in your head that keeps popping up, just make that phone call. You never know what that person is going through, or why you're supposed to call them, or why they're on your mind, but you never know. I mean, craziest thing.
Yeah.
Craziest thing.
Craziest thing. And so that's why you know us, because of Mike.
Yep.
Mike Holmes, now of Oak Harbor.
And there was no, people might think, well, what were you going to do? You know, if you were already set up giving it all away, what was your We don't
know. We didn't have
I have to go get a real job.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
We had talked about that. What we
Mom
were gonna
was, every day, at least once a week, we'd be in tears. What are you going to do? So it doesn't matter until I have to decide, you know.
Yeah.
Because Mom, I mean, we just.
I was going to have to go back to healthcare, which I didn't
Dad
want to
was
do
still
that.
at least, you know, working at the PUD, doing his thing. But yeah, it was crazy.
Anyway,
crazy.
That's our Mike's story, and that's who Mike is, and that's why we just love him, and it's fun that he never knew, and now he does. And anyway. All right, so when you see Mike at future events, give him a big old squeeze. Yeah. He likes those. He does. He's one of our favorite people.
Yes.
All right, and I think we've probably talked for forever.
Yes.
And let's see. We'll see. Were we going to go get the baby? We'll bring the baby.
I'll bring her
for
box opening. I'll even wake her from a nap, because I think last week she was napping. I'll go wake her up.
I know you guys miss her. She's
give
so
her a little
loud.
pinch and she'll come hang out.
All
right, we'll see you tonight.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at FabricPatch.net.